We are going to play the new Sherlock game that came out this week, finally. We do need to choose a difficulty, though. That's the problem. There's various difficulty levels. There's basically young detective seems to be everything's kind of helpers are all on. Master of deduction, basically everything is rock hard, and then you get this choice of customizing what you like. And I was trying to think to myself, I want it to be enjoyable. I don't know. What do you think? Like, if we go for this, we might just get stuck. Like lock-picking skip. That could get annoying if you can't skip lock-picking. If it becomes very tedious. Imagination challenging, mind place challenging, interactivity icons. Hang on, if you put it on customize, I think it gives you a clue as to what these are somewhere. No. Maybe not. Master could take really long, yeah. It could indeed. Freheim's 61 months. Skogstapan, thank you for 22. Yorstad, thanks for 93. Trembo, 21. PJ Webb, 79. Thank you, guys. I'm trying to remember what was the frustrating stuff that I'd be happy to just... Like, if we say... If you start from that... What is the stuff that you probably want to just make slightly easier because it's annoying otherwise? I know we can do it, Whippy. The problem is, how long will it take? I don't want to get stuck. What you're saying is you know Sherlock. I mean, you know, we could play it on the hardest difficulty and I'd still find it easy, obviously. But I'm thinking about you guys. You might struggle, you know? As a viewer, you might struggle if it's on hardest difficulty. You can enable skip on it. Well, that's true. I could enable it, actually. That's a good point. I could enable it and not use it. Interactivity highlights. Customized difficulty allows you just... I wish it told you what these do. Investigation progress notifications. I mean, I don't... That feels like something that should be there anyway. Interactivity icons. So that's, I think that's when you're walking around a room, whether it makes it obvious or not. I think we had that off last time. I think we had these off. That affects walking around. This stuff I find to be a bit more difficult. The mind place. That's where you're kind of trying to connect things together. Nikki, thank you for 18 months. Mark H, thanks for 5. Late to the party, but looking forward to the weekend streams. Thank you. You can do it. You're a master nutcracker. Lol. Imagination. Challenging. You keep the last two on normal. Last time they were a bit too strange. I do remember some of the things in the mind place being a bit weird. I'm trying to remember what imagination... I'm trying to remember which bit that is, imagination. Mind place is... I know what that is. It's when you're thinking about the connections and whether they relate to each other. I know what that is. That, I'm trying to remember what imagination is. You think it's where you make a sequence of events? Oh, is that where you have to reorder things? I don't know, Tribble. I'm not sure, mate. I tell you what, I'm gonna leave it on just that one on. We'll leave them all off and challenging. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Probably you can do it mid-game. I don't know. We'll play it on almost hardest difficulty. Audio. Maybe turn that down a touch. Voices, ambient, interface. Gameplay. Don't know about camera sensitivity yet. Video. Epic everything. Controls. WSD, interact. Caps to walk. Left shift to sprint. Pin selected evidence on the screen. Up arrow. Pin previous evidence. Right, so the arrow keys are to do with evidence pinning. Concentration is Q. Analyze surroundings Z. Casebook C. Map M. Wardrobe I. Mind place K. Okay. Right then, let's do this. What's under chapters? Whoa! 8 chapters. Apache, thank you for 55 months. Kelly, thank you for 90. Let's do it. I don't know where to put the chat yet, or me. I'll have to figure that out. I will stay quiet when there's characters talking, so if I don't respond to your resub, just, be patient. Dead End, the mind place is your compass in an intricate web of crime. The game saves automatically, but don't forget to make saves of your own. Baker Street.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
Alright, I might have to move chat. Where should we put that? Let's try it down here and see what happens. Settings. That's better. Left click to interact, L to skip. Right, what does he want to do? Read the newspaper. London Advertiser, 1882. You haven't missed anything. Tensions between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps during a recent visit by Swedish Princess Hildur. Chief among the scandals was the embarrassment of the British diplomatic corps as a result of the unexplained disappearance of Princess Hildur's personal bodyguard. The long-time member of her inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty and never returned from his late-night promenade. A spokesperson for the police assures the advertiser that they are confident the bodyguard will be located. His striking representative of the Scandinavian people, a man that likes to get noticed whether by his peers or the gentlemen's clubs or the fair nightingales who comfort them. Okay.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
What else can we inspect?
Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
What does that say? Let's say Jägel or something.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming. I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
Kenny, thank you for 17. Tootsie, happy 5 years, sir. Been around since before yachts, which is insane to think. Thank you for many hours of content. You have taught me a lot over 10 years. Thank you, Tootsie.
Celebratory bunting.
Thanks for 94
Morning,
months,
Paul
Zarek.
and chat. New Sherlock hype. Sadly, I can't watch until later, as I have to go to the stupid mini railway to see my stupid steam trains. Kappa.
Enjoy shuffling coal, Chris. Actually, it lets you walk around now. It's rainy day. Why not dress as something more appropriate for the weather? Open the casebook, navigate to the wardrobe with tab, and put on a hat. Is that it? Let's not bother with a coat. Press C, tab. Ooh, that's a nice map. Okay. I think something more appropriate for rainy weather. What about that, or possibly that? Maybe a nice Sherlocky hat. Oh, yeah. Andy, I'd thank you for a year. Chris, for you, thank you for 70 months. Should put some glasses on as well. How about that? We don't need a disguise yet. Play Sherlock. The new Sherlock. I know you do. We're playing the new Sherlock. Just started. Huh? Solve the mysteries and playing on hardest difficulty.
Yeah, but last time you kept telling me off for interfering.
Oh, yeah, don't interfere. You can't backseat it.
But, you know, I like to participate in these things.
There we go. It's more appropriate for the rain, isn't it? Why does it tell me to put a hat on when I already did? Game, please. Do you want me to put on a specific hat or something? Okay, press L to skip that. Right, where are we going? Double 20 won the first leg. Thank you, Vinny.
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
Lovely. Oh yeah, we've got to find our newspaper, haven't we? What's that? Z. Did you say where it would be? We need to get some bunting up round here. You reckon it's going to be in the bin? Oh. Probably is, isn't it? I think he said he put it in the bin. Where's it gone? Where's the bin gone? Where did I... Oh. Let's have a look. Ew. Do I have to do this?
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool.
The perfect assassination tool, you say?
You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Wow. The strand is missing. Oh, where are we actually? 221B Baker Street. Is that us here?
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
All right, little fella, can I have a copy of the Strand, please, mate?
Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Blast. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
What were today's headlines?
Any breaking news today?
The dog accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
This is Pups, by the way.
Like
That's
the
Pups.
man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
That is literally Pups. Nothing gets past me.
which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there was a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't. I had
Obviously.
to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
Can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. Hence the appeal of disguises. All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears. If you have more shillings.
Wow.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
You haven't got any! You've sold them all! What are you doing, mate? You've got a new question in your casebook. Open the casebook.
Get the Strand.
False advertising on that, lad. Casebook. Okay. Who ruined the Strand? That's the question. MB, thank you for 23 months. Yeah, Rabbit, thanks for 47. Doing well, thank you, Andy. Thanks for a year. Cactus spine potentially poisoned. Book from Barnes. But who ruined the Strand? Don't think we have enough. Do we pin that there? Is that how that works? Connects in like that? Okay.
Get your copy of the Strand here.
Select relevant pieces of evidence to deduce the answer. So we can either link that one, or we can link that one. I think that one's the most relevant. Newsboy's testimony. There you go. That one's removed now. Nobody knows why. I mean, let's face it, the kid could have been paid off. The assassin could have paid the kid 2 shillings to say something completely different. Battle Rabbit wanted a name change to unknown 66_66. Thank you, Battle Rabbit. I mean, I'm not sure. It's a bit early to be connecting clues, isn't it? Does that mean that doesn't relate? But that does. Barnes, the local bookseller. Mr. Barnes is involved in the scheme. The newsboy said the suspicious man was carrying a stack of books, and this morning Mr. Barnes, the local bookseller, delivered a novel for Dr. Watson. A cactus spine for assassination, a loud bang. A visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. Okay. Where does Mr. Barnes live? Do we know where Barnes lives?
Come now, Mr. Holmes.
Get the
Murder?
Strand.
Yes,
Get your
Barnes has
copy
his
of the
quirks,
Strand
but he
here.
also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
You can pin evidence for quick access to the
Get the
information
Strand.
from your
Get your
casebook.
copy of the Strand here.
Open the casebook with C. Pin the evidence with a bookshop photo by pressing X to find the bookshop. Okay. Does that mean that one? Pin evidence X.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here.
You don't have any. Stop saying that. So we've got to find a bookshop that says Barnes Bookseller. I don't know where he got a cactus needle from, I'll be honest with you. Did we just pass it? Oh, there it is. Barnes. Don't bill me. Thank you for 83 months. Guitar Man, thanks for 30. Okay. Wanted to chat to that bloke, but never mind. Let's observe him. Let's see how dodgy he looks. Right. Looks tired. Bags under eyes, the effects of overwork. Ink. Newspaper ink? Question mark. What book's he reading? Leans heavily on his right leg. What? High heels. I don't want to know what he does on Saturdays. Wants to look taller. This is literally pups again. He's got pup shoes on. Right, so bags under eyes, leans on his right leg, so possibly a sore left leg. Likes to wear high heels. To look taller, obviously. And has newspaper ink on his hands. Mr. Barnes has developed a limp and has large bags under his eyes, the result of long hours of intense work. He is not very confident and tries to appear taller by wearing high heels. It seems unlikely that such a person would be involved in a murder plot, even if the ink on his hands suggests he is the one who soiled the newspaper. Nevertheless, Mr. Barnes could still be a pawn in a bigger plan without his knowledge. Workaholic or blackmail victim? Probably both. Space to confirm portrait. Or Mr. Barnes has large bags under his eyes as a result of poor sleep and stress. He has developed a limp, likely the result of an attack. He wears high heels to look taller or stronger, presumably to deter future violence. Mr. Barnes is being threatened by someone and might be involved in a plot against me. What do you reckon? I don't think he developed a limp as a result of long hours of work. I think he might be a blackmail victim. I think the newspaper boy was being paid off. I think he's being paid off. I'm going to go with that.
Mr. Barnes, a word. Oh, for goodness sake.
Who was that? Did it just run off?
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we reschedule in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things. Well, help yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
Because he's being blackmailed.
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Find a way to coax him out. Right, I've got an idea. Let's set fire to his bookshop. That'll probably bring him out. No, wait. There's a pup here. We can't do that. Okay. Let's... An axe, maybe? That might bring him out. Can we do some intuition stuff, maybe? What does this do? I know. Let's raid the till. That looks like the ones in Hunt Showdown. What are the other keys? Z.
The finest view London has to offer.
Really? That's the finest view in London. Okay.
In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is.
Interesting. Dried flowers get replaced when the job is done. Okay, what else are we missing here? Oh.
An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
Okay. Don't think that's enough evidence to get him to come out.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
What are we going to replace the flowers with? We don't happen to have any flowers with us. I don't think we can slam the door and make it sound like
We're
we've
looking
left.
for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
Cactus needle in a
I
haystack.
like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a racket.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy? So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy? So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
I love it. Right. Go back here. Why is Barnes acting strangely? Right, some dead flowers on display. Barnes involved in a scheme. That didn't get us anywhere, did it? What about that? So dead flowers on display implies that some job has been completed. Surely that's got to be related to that. That being the job, poisoning somebody. And then that's got to link to possibly that. No. Maybe that then. This is hard. We have got it on hard. That's the point. There's 3 things here that are related. The question is, how are they related? How do you cancel that? Hang on. How do you cancel that one? Maybe there's a missing link. There could be a missing link. I want to start with a different one. Dead flowers on display. So we got an observation, an item, and some kind of document or testimony, and the 3 things are related. So why is he acting strangely? Dead flowers on display. So Mr. Barnes went somewhere because he's involved in something. And then testimony would seem to corroborate that, right? Genuinely thought that was it. Have you examined everything in the store? Well, how do I know when I've examined everything in the store?
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Well, that would explain why he hurt his leg, wouldn't it? That would actually explain why he hurt his leg. If that snapped, that would have given him an injury.
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Oh, stop going over there.
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Anything over here? No.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
Exotic plants catalogue. A catalogue of exotic plants on Barnes counts. The name of the category is Everlasting Plants for an Everlasting Love. Does that mean the plant that's in the window is actually not being replaced? It's just an everlasting plant? We're missing something.
Basics of cryptoanalysis. Cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Oh God, are we going to Egypt? No. Let's have a good rummage around. A cactus is indeed an everlasting plant, effectively, isn't it? That would explain the... thank you, Audi. That would explain the needle. What's this one? Barnes broken ladder. Barnes broken ladder. Character portrait of Mr. Barnes. No, we can't click on that. I don't know how we... This one appears to be permanently linked. I can't change it. I can't change this one. Dead flowers on display has to be something to do with that. And we tie it together by that. Did I look at the open book? Which open book? Which open book? There's a few. Oh, that one. I don't know if we can. More letters. So dead flowers on display. What would that relate to? Is that something to do with the cactus? This is tricky, right? Let's go with that. Nope. We're not doing very well here. Dead flowers on display. We thought it meant that's the end of a job, which would imply that he's involved in something. What was that bit? The man carrying a stack of books. The copy of the strand on the table with the globe might see if it's interactable. Okay. Dead flowers on display means the end of the job, which means he's involved in the scheme. What is the scheme? Is it something to do with the poison? That seems unlikely. Could be, maybe he's doing some cryptography. Yeah, a change of flowers indicates the end of the job, correct. Yeah, you can't interact with anything over here.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
It's related to the newspaper article. Well, this one. Well, the article basically says that this guy's gone missing, right? Would that be something to do with the dead flowers on display? End of a job? Which one would that link to then? I was wondering if you could tell me about that lovely t-shirt you have on, Pups. Well, let me tell you about that lovely t-shirt. It's the new Yachts 9 design. Exclamation mark t-shirt, get 25% off this weekend only. You mean that one, Pups? Person goes missing. Dead flowers means the job's done. How does that relate to the item? What item would corroborate that story? I don't think the guy did the poisoning. That wouldn't make sense. He's not the kind of person that would poison. The book from Barnes. Come on. We're not very good at this. This is what happens when you play it on hard. Broken ladder, book from Barnes, cryptography. So I think cryptography might be related to the broken ladder somehow. Nothing is linking. That one's been done. Well, I realise that, Bigfoot. Only 792 combinations. Woo! Dead flowers on display. It must be that he's involved in it. The dead flowers means that he's involved. So then the only question is, which of these items pins it on him? Mr. Barnes. Can you switch profile to workaholic? I don't know actually. Well, I'm pretty certain I've just tried all combinations involving that. So it can't be that, can it? I don't know. Could it mean you're missing something? Dead flowers on display. Person goes missing. See, I don't think we can switch profile because the guy went and hid. And it basically said find a way to draw him out. And the only way you can draw him out is if
Apologies, but I can't hear you.
if we basically
Please come
put
back
some
later.
story together and say we think it's you. And this is why. Turn that audio interface down a bit. Newspaper boy testing me in ladders because of hurt leg. You mean that along with that? Not sure how they relate, to be honest. Dieter, thank you for 15 months. Scotsman, thanks for 17. I don't know, we're missing something. Why is Barnes acting so strangely? Why am I not allowed to switch these? The newspaper boy was sold out, yet there's a bundle of newspapers under the table near the globe. Was there a bundle? Are they definitely today's newspaper? That's the question. I still think the newspaper boy's involved. See, I genuinely thought it was those three. Why do these like little globe things move around? Is it trying to tell us something? If you've done 2, 3 on the docs testimonials, so only newspaper boy branch, try all options. What? You've done 2 out of 3 on docs testimonials, so only newspaper boy branch. Oh, I see what you're saying. I mean that one. So we're trying newspaper boy on these. Literally nothing's connecting. Philip, thank you for 61 months. Well, that's the other theory. If I can't get a match, then something's missing. However, it feels like there's a lot of options here. Surely something relates. But what the heck am I missing? Like, we've walked all around this room. There's just nothing here at all. Can't find any interaction on that bit. We found that.
The ladder is broken recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
I could hardly imagine anything more macabre.
That we've already discovered. Come on, game. Not found anything over here yet. Why are the books on the floor? I think he dropped them and ran off.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Is that a game giving me a clue? Like, duh, it's obvious it's in front of you.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
So if we go over here, we get the dog. If we go over there, we get the ladder. If we go over here, I can't find anything, which is suspicious. If we go here, we get the painting. If we go here, we get the books. There's nothing over this part. This part's got the flower. That's pretty much it. Can't find anything else. And of
Didn't
course,
you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
didn't you once tell me that Watson just
Didn't you
gets in
once
the
tell
way?
me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
If there was something clickable, it would be here. It would have done it. Yeah, we can't interact with that.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers
Dude, will
usually
you
lie
stop
in plain
moonwalking
sight?
around the room? Just stand there and don't move. Yeah, stay there. Like, literally not helping. He's back again. There's nothing here, which is really suspicious. Nah, the newspaper
Didn't you
would
once
be...
tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
the newspaper would be interactable. Do we have to go somewhere else before we can put this together? It's not hinting at going anywhere else. It's basically telling us we've got everything we need. We need to get him out of that room somehow by saying something to them that says that you're involved and we know you're involved. Watson bought the morning's post. The strand is missing. He disposed of it before entering the building because the patrons saw there is a chance it's still found in the dustbin. Newspaper is indeed in the bin. And he's got a copy as well. There's a bouquet of dead flowers on the window. It is placed on an improvised stand. It seems Mr. Barnes wants to make sure that the flowers are clearly visible. Minecraft's agents are similar signals to communicate with each other. So he's definitely done that to say he's working with somebody. So that must tie into this. Newspaper boy said the suspicious man was carrying a stack of books. A cactus spine for assassination, a loud bang. A visit to Mr. Barnes is in order. We did all these combos, didn't we? Vestry in London said we're looking out at plain sight flowers.
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Is that why you've got them under a canopy?
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
Roses for sale. Is that the clue? Where's the third clue?
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Has he hit somebody over the head with a cactus plant? Is that how the needle got in there?
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something. A familiar spine. Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Why would he have one of those needles in his
Anything
dustbin?
tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Softened by his brain. Wearing makeup for beauty or concealment? Distant look avoids eye contact or distracted. She's a spy. She stands here. I reckon she's the agent. She stands here selling flowers, but she's secretly observing the bookshop. Mourning brooch, honouring deceased husband. Luxury fabric, unusual for work attire. Isn't it? You sell plants and you're wearing like rich person's clothing. It's a bit weird. Clean boots, change shoes upon arrival. Why would she do that? She's the assassin. Right, 2 options. Ready to move on. Mrs. Fleming wears a mourning brooch in memory of her late husband. Her dress is made from expensive fabric that is not suitable for work. Her shoes show no traces of mud. She must have changed when she arrived. Her eyes constantly dart around the street, seemingly in search for something. Perhaps she's waiting for someone. While Mrs. Fleming cherishes the memory of her departed husband, she's trying to move on, as suggested by her makeup and nice outfit. Perhaps she's dressing to attract someone's attention, or simply because she has learned to live. Yeah, okay. Still grieving. Mrs. Fleming used to use his makeup to hide her tear-stained cheeks. Her dress is made from expensive fabric. This is not suitable for work outside. Her shoes show no traces of mud. She must have changed before she arrived. While she tries to bury her grief by dressing extravagantly, she still wears a mourning brooch in memory of her late husband. The gaze stares off into the distance, emotional detachment. Taken as a whole, one must conclude that Mrs. Fleming is still reeling from tragic loss. I'd probably go with that. I don't think... She doesn't strike me as somebody that's... like, looking for a new husband. Like, why are her eyes darting around? Nah, still grieving. Gotta be still grieving.
My condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
Mr. Holmes?
Your husband's death. You're clearly still in mourning.
Oh, no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time ago now. Life goes on.
A lesson we all learn, one way or another.
Maybe she has moved on then? Provide evidence. What? Evidence of what? Choose evidence. Hang on, we've got a cactus needle. Cactus in a cracked pot. Let's try that.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
Came back from a break, you say?
I don't know anything about this, sorry. I don't know anything about this, sorry. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
Dead flowers on display.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Really? Maybe he's put dead flowers on display as a way of saying to the woman, I need new flowers. Giorgio Speranza, thank you for 7 months. Barnes broken ladder, Mr. Barnes.
I don't know anything about this,
Should've read
sorry.
about
I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is, of course, but we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog, and most days I spot Mr. Barnes there with his new puppy, so we see each other. Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached, but since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
There's a really small post. Like, is that made for pups or what? They're not meant to be that small. Puppy postbox? Can't go in.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Maybe we can talk to him now. What's this then? Bunting!
Help me, please.
No, I don't know anything about that.
What? Help me, please. No, I don't know anything about that. About what?
Excuse me, just one question.
No, I don't know anything about that.
What?
Is this familiar to you?
No, I don't know anything about that.
No, my stock response is this.
Do you know anything about this?
I can't help you with this.
Hang on, is that because we've got that book highlighted? I think it is, you know. I think it's we got that pinned, maybe. Maybe we should be asking a different question.
Do you know anything about this?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Can I ask you a question?
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
Cactus in a cracked pot. Mrs. Fleming claims it appears after you return from a break.
Are you able to help me?
No, I don't know anything about that.
May I ask you something?
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
Who's this guy?
Could you help me?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Boots and shoes just out in the rain. Fantastic.
Help me, please.
I can't help you with that, sir.
What's this stop blocking the road?
Excuse me, just one question.
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
And what might you be doing? Looks like he's wrestling a hosepipe.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
Excuse me, what? Right, we get any more links now. Right, we've now got cactus and cracked pot. We could link in. Did that do something? That left 2 connections. Mr. Barnes is in love. Barnes displays a bouquet of dead flowers to attract the attention of Mrs. Fleming, a florist. He may hope she will come into the shop and give him watering advice, or could simply be a symbol of his desperation. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus, which he ordered from the catalogue on his counter. A questionable choice, but for Barnes a symbol of his eternal love, since the catalogue represents those cacti as immortal. Wait. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus. And during her break, she says it appeared. So when she was on a break, he went over and put it there, but the pot was cracked. Onamichi, thank you for 21 months, tier 2, sir. Plainly, this is the same cactus he dropped on the Strand outside of Baker Street. Now to hear the full story. Oh, okay. So now we can get him out of the room.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
My paper was ruined.
I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled. You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including Mrs. Fleming. Please come out.
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus and your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions were rather disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
I see Nut Slammer probably needs updating. Thinks I'm offline. Gustato, thank you for 11 months.
I have neither the experience nor the interest in navigating the finer sex and their peculiarities. Do what you will.
Oh, right. Yes, of course.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller.
We just saw it.
I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
The Strand, saltpeter explosion rocks docks. Locals at the port of London had a rude awakening last night with loud bangs and thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Moskva had docked at Pier N3 in the early evening en route to Europe when it was rocked by several concussive explosions. The port authority is yet to comment on the incident, and it is unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses report seeing saltpeter leaking into the river, but with the area still off limits to workers and the public, it may be some time before we have a full account of what transpired.
Dr. Watson, let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Alrighty then. We were a little bit wrong about him, weren't we? We went for the full conspiracy
Well, that was an
theory.
utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my mind, I turn into an entirely different animal.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier. I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career. But
it's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
Jody, thank you for 70 months. He just literally follows you, doesn't he? I'm not getting the back of that. That's a prison thing, isn't it? Where are we going?
Not much further now.